this episode, Zach and I had just left Flynderation Tunnel and head down to Point Pleasant, West Virginia, where we decided to do some exploring, search for Mothman, and do some paranormal investigations at the Lowe Hotel. Down to Point Pleasant, West Virginia, home to the legendary omen known as Mothman and the Lowe Hotel. Originally known as the Spencer Hotel, its doors opened in 1904, where a barbershop, saloon, storeroom, and a Merchants National Bank held the ground floor until 1929, when it was purchased by Homer Lowe. The hotel has stood the test of time, keeping it true and original to its past. It's a very quiet place, and it is said to be haunted by a few different spirits, such as a riverboat captain, a lady who dances to music, and others. The Mothman is a creature who terrorized the town of Point Pleasant from November 1966 until December 1967, when the Silver Bridge disaster happened. Late November 15, 1966, 4 teenagers, Roger and Linda Scarberry, Steve and Mary Mallet, were out at the TNT area when a black winged creature with glowing red eyes had chased their car down the 2-lane road back into town, where they went to the police station to give their handwritten testimonies to what they had seen. These testimonies caused an uproar in the small populated town that turned into an all-out manhunt for the entity that we know today. There had been multiple eyewitness accounts and encounters, including a family who was terrified of the Mothman roaming around outside their house and creeping around on their front porch. During this terror on the small town, multiple UFO and strange lights were reported, including the case of Indrid Cold, an alien who took Woodrow Derenberger into another galaxy. It's said that Indrid Cold is in relation to the appearance of the Men in Black, a group of men with strange faces, dressed in all black, who traveled in groups of 3, who also were able to communicate telepathically. On December 15th, 1 year and 1 month after the teenagers were attacked, the Silver Bridge was packed and at a standstill, and at approximately 5 p.m., the structure had fallen into the water, killing 46 and leaving 9 severely injured. It's said that the Mothman was spotted at the top of the bridge at the time of the destruction. Point Pleasant had not seen the red-eyed monster since. You can visit the Mothman Museum in Point Pleasant, located directly across from the front steps of the Lowe Hotel.
Reminds visitors and residents alike that a strange and terrifying creature may still be out there.
I'm gonna check and see what's up.
You basically go 62 north,
Okay.
about 9 miles. Look for Potters Creek Road.
Okay.
Once you're on Potters Creek Road, you'll come into an area when you're so far in, there will be woods on both sides of your vehicle.
Right.
And on the right-hand side, there's these animals. There's gates, everything. And about the 7th one, there's a galvanized guardrails and spray paint. And you can pull in there, go around that gate, and then to the right, there's a bunker.
Okay.
So many yards up to there.
Okay.
I can't remember how far.
Right on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, man, appreciate it. We're going to go try and find these bunkers.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, so we got the map.
I hope I'm reincarnated as a No, I don't. I don't want to be scared.
We're in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. We are walking down a trail currently to find the bunkers, which people have been exploring. And we come up on our first one. Oh shit. Whoa. Whoa, whoa.
You can just feel the sea.
Dude, my camera's going out of focus like crazy. There we go. You fucking scared me there. The echo is fucking insane in here. Oh. Dude, my camera's so out of focus right now.
Before we get out of here, I'm gonna make a really loud noise. This feels like I'm on drugs or something.
This is trippy. It's so crazy in here right now. I mean, it's light enough to where you can see, but... Fuck, that's scary.
Imagine how loud that explosion must have been.
Right? I want to get a picture of here.
Imagine the show here. I barely ever mentioned this.
So we just...
I would live here.
Experienced the first dome.
Demonic.
Yeah, demonic. I think it was everything I was expecting.
Is that another gunshot?
I mean, what if it is? Is there another dome?
This one just feels terrifying.
All right, here. Take this.
Oh, wait, hold on.
I'm going in first.
Please do.
I am only dying once.
I don't want that to be what you say. Is you? Oh,
I'm
okay.
only dying once. Hello. Holy shit, I feel like this one's bigger. Give that light.
Yeah, we take this for a second.
Yeah.
That low rumble is terrifying, even though it's like a plane or something.
Jesus is my dad.
What the hell is that?
Someone's having a fire in here? Are you fucking dumb? Those were gunshots.
So we found another bunker on our way out.
It's actually bunker number 1 though.
It's actually bunker number 1.
Maybe, unless there's another one.
And it looks like we missed it. Oh shit.
Oh my god,
That's what I was saying.
this should be like a good shot of music video filming here or something. Danny went shopping at AC Moore.
Yeah, for the giant bag. I'm getting jittery.
That light being on is so creepy.
At least there is a light on. You know?
It's just so crazy. Such a weird place that feels like this. Really? Yeah, it's fun. Places like this kind of weird. It's weird.
This hallway. Oh god, that room. Yeah, we're not going there just yet. Soon enough, though. Oh wow. I forgot about this. Loretta Lynn. I hope so. See if they're really focused.
Maybe the TV next door turned on. Or is it that?
Oh shit. Whoa, my light just came on for no reason.
Okay, but anyway, that's terrifying. Oh my god. Hello.
Hello.
Oh.
Hey, I found somebody to do an interview for you.
You did?
Yeah. He lives up on the 4th floor.
Yeah.
He's over in the art gallery. If you want to come over, he said he'd do one.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome.
Very first experience I have, I I knew Steve Mallett, Roger Scarberry, and Linda, and Mary. I knew all of those. We all four were in school. They were in school with me. And that night, they said there was something. People around town talking about there was something that happened. We were in a local bar. So we was in a tavern. That something had happened. And you know, we did. Of course, everybody just laughed and laughed about it. You know, because we knew them too. You know, back then, I don't know if I should say this or not, but you know, pot smoking and drinking and everything else. You know, so they might see anything back then.
Yeah.
You know, it's in the '60s. You know, that's the way it was.
Yeah.
And when they told me, we laughed at them. You know, but when the record they reported, it was so real, and it got to be so very, very real. I mean, they described it right down to the detail of Mothman, what he looked like, how fast he went, you know, attacking the car and everything. So it got to be, everybody was going up there. And I can remember going to TNT and there might be 500 people out there looking for this Mothman. Cars all over the place, everything, you know, really. And then the TNT it's a haunting area anyway.
Yeah.
And the right time of the year in the fall or the summer, when the fogs come in, all this, it's real foggy and stuff. You know, you can feel something there. What's there?
Yeah.
I think stuff still is there. I don't know what's there, but those old igloos and those old ponds that are deserted. Just, you know, it's a perfect backdrop for a horror movie. Anybody want to make a horror movie? Perfect. So it's a very isolated area. So you know, that's how that got going where he was going with the Mothman, and then Virginia. I can't think of her last name. Let me think. Her name was Virginia. I remember that. I knew the lady, and she saw that Mothman. And I worked with her later on, and she said she was never the same. She was never the same since her real nervous condition. And she told me she thinks it's because what she visioned, you know, what she did vision of that. And she was terrified of anything. She would hardly ever talk about it. And neither would any of the four. Once they reported it, that, you know, they sort of hushed up. And to the day, you always hear from Steve or any. I think Roger's passed away now. I think he had, and so is Linda. But Steve and Mary, but they won't give interviews or nothing about it. They're very private about it. So we were going across the Silver Bridge before it fell. We were going across the bridge and we looked up and there's 3 lights in a direct line. Well, we thought maybe it was an antenna or a tire, a radio tire or something. We really didn't pay attention to it. But they were so vividly bright and I'd never seen them before. That's the first time I'd never seen them before. So we got to the bowling alley and I said, boy, I wonder what those lights are. They're so vivid. You know, and we were talking about it. I said, you know, you look up there, and we looked up, they were gone. They're just gone. Just like that. I mean, they were just
instant.
Just instantly, they were gone.
Wow. How many lights did you see?
3 in a row.
3 in a row.
Mm-hmm. And then reported the next day in the newspaper, they were seen here, Huntington, Charleston. I mean, seen in different places, and they were all 3 lights.
Now, was this before the first Mothman sighting?
No, this was after the Mothman sighting. Mm-hmm. And then the Men in Black, of course, everybody saw these Men in Black, and I personally never had anything to do with the Men in Black. Now they say there was a black car with the Men in Black driving around, this old black car. Of course, everybody in town was watching for these old black cars or anything, you know. But the whole aura of the whole thing to me it's created such interest in this town. And I know Point Pleasant's always been labeled like an eerier town in West Virginia, because the cornstalk's cursed and that. And the night the bridge fell, I was working in a grocery store, and my cash register went off just like that. And when it came back on, somebody came to the door and said, the bridge just fell. And they said, the bridge fell. I mean, everything stopped. All our lights went off. Everything stopped. And we were clear up in the north end of town. We weren't down here.
Yeah.
But everything stopped. Everything down here stopped. And then it just all came back on instantly, and the bridge was and of course, the tragedy happened. There's always been something about Point Pleasant. I can tell you one time, my grandfather was a sheriff. My father was chief deputy sheriff. And one time there was a rumor of sacrificial devil worshiping in the TNT area. And I'll never forget, my father had pictures of an old stone with rocks laid around a circle, and you could see like blood stains on it or something. It was probably an animal because somebody's killed. But they had the satanic worshiping, and there was a group of them in this town at one time, and that was back in the '60s too.
Probably about the same time when the whole Charlie Manson
the whole thing, yes, all that era. And I can remember that very so vividly. Dad showed us the pictures of it, you know. I didn't know any of the people. I heard of 2 or 3 people belonged to it, but I never did ask them, so, you know, I don't know for sure if they did.
Right.
And I wouldn't, you know, I'm not saying who they were or what they were, but I didn't know for sure, and I don't think it was my place to ask. I didn't really want to know what they did.
So tell us about the experience here in your bedroom / the library.
Well, I've lived here for a year and a half. Probably about 5 months into me living here, and this at this point had already been put together, and this is my library that we're currently in.
Right.
And then my bedroom is here, so about 2 or 3 in the morning, this door is open. Normally I keep it open. And I saw what was a figure of what I assumed to be was a little girl going back and forth. And she had long hair, real scraggly, kind of stringy hair, and then like a whitish translucent gown. And she was going back and forth, just back and forth like a little kid would do, as if they were playing. And so it was about 2 or 3 in the morning. So I got up and I thought, well, there's really not much I can do. I can't call Ghostbusters or, you know, an exterminator.
Right.
So I thought, and I was too tired, right? So I just got up and I just very casually closed the door. I was so tired I wasn't really freaked out or bothered by it because it's notorious, this place, the Lowe Hotel is notorious for being haunted.
Yeah.
And so at that point I was very comfortable with knowing it was. And I talked to the ghost when I came here, and I moved in here and we were moving furniture and stuff in. My first night here, I remember I was talking to the ghost saying, hey, I'm your friend, I'm here this is my goal here.
You weren't trying to agitate. You were just trying to communicate and be friendly.
Right, but I didn't really know what to do.
Right.
I saw stuff on TV where it was
Ghost Adventures and stuff like that.
Where they would talk to them and try to make friends with them.
Yeah.
Because I do believe I do believe there are spirits.
And how do you feel about like the other rooms here?
The other rooms, not so much. Now, outside of the penthouse / studio is a ballroom.
Yes.
And I had my piano out there for a long time. I've since moved it into the studio.
What's amazing about this evidence is that Jamie just talked about a little girl's spirit who was moving left to right in his library where we're standing.
For a long time, I couldn't play the piano. And this is unusual for me because I can play anything, and I can actually compose on the spot. But when I would get out there and sit and play on my piano, nothing would happen. And I've never had that happen before. And then so I was kind of sharing the experience with other people, and they were telling me stories that there used to be a string quartet that would play out there, you know, years and years ago.
Right.
And that's other people have heard music up in there. So there's supposed to be like a ghost of a quartet ghost out there, you know, a quartet of ghosts out there. And on occasions, people have reported to hear music throughout the hotel from there. So I thought, you know, maybe I'm stepping on their territory with this whole music thing, or maybe they don't want me playing music there.
They were causing the creative block.
Right. Did you ever hear like parallel universes?
Yes, of
Maybe
course.
I'm interfering with their music or something or whichever. So I thought, this is unusual. After a while, it eventually left me, but I was always creeped out about playing the piano out there like I was intruding on their territory. So I moved my piano in here.
And have you been able to play it since?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Are there any spirits here in this area with us? What is your name? Can you tell us what you were doing in Point Pleasant? What you did here at the Lowe? Is the riverboat captain here with us? Is there anything you'd like to say to us? You're known for tapping on the walls. Can you tap on the walls for us?
Could you do it again, louder?
I heard it again. It was just like a... Okay, I heard that too. I didn't know if that was what that was. No.
Can you speak into this device that's sitting here in front of us? Use our energy. You don't have to drain our batteries from the devices, but use our energy. Can you make a sound? Can you make a noise? 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 What were you doing in Point Pleasant? Were you here for the Mothman? Was Mothman after your time? Tell us your name, tell us your age, tell us where you grew up. Picking up the digital recorder, moving into the bedroom across from us.
Ew, feels weird.
Feels weird?
Feels so fucking weird. I don't know, maybe it's because I can also see straight out the window.
It might be because you can see straight out the window. Oh shit. I just heard a tapping or something. I just heard a tapping or something. I just heard a tapping or something.
I just heard a voice.
Did you?
I think it might have been from that way. But also I can tell the lights on still and it's so creepy.
Oh, that's so weird. Alright, well, hopefully this is kind of level. Alright, so there's you. And here's me. I guess we'll shoot in this way? Yeah. Alright. So now we're in the bedroom area of 328.
It feels weird.
Yeah, it's a stronger vibe, even though it's a doorway apart. I'm gonna bring this a little bit closer. I'm trying to make sure that you're in there too.
Thanks. I don't like that mirror in my peripheral vision.
Oh, hell no.
It's okay.
Spirits, if you're here with us, there's this device in my hand that I want you to speak into so that we can hear your voice, your cause, your reason. If you're here with us, please talk. We want to know about you. You want to ask some stuff?
Oh. Do you hear that noise?
I did. It's like a... Yeah, it's weird, like a hum.
Or like a car alarm, but not a defined car alarm.
No, it's, yeah, like if a car alarm was like equalized on like one of the lowest frequencies.
Are you in apartment 327?
That was me creaking. Oh, I just got that chills.
Or are you now in apartment 328?
Still me creaking. I'm gonna sit on the bed.
If you're in apartment 328, sit on the bed. Oh.
You okay?
Yeah. It was just cold. For the record, I didn't mean this bed.
You meant this one.
Closest to the door. If you have the capability, move something or make a noise on something so that we can confirm that you're here. Well, the creepy feeling hasn't quite left.
No, it hasn't left, but
now it's kind of gone. That's weird.
yeah. It's not like it was. Even in the dark.
Damn, are they just like hermits? I guess they have to be.
If you're a spirit in this room with us, can you make a tapping or make a noise? What were you doing here in this room? Was this a pleasant place to be at? Were you from this area? Did you stay here when you were traveling? Oh, dude. I just saw a shadow. When you were traveling? Oh, dude. I just saw a shadow. When you were traveling? Oh, dude. I just saw a shadow. When you were traveling? Oh, dude. I just saw a shadow.
No, where?
Just... Dude, no fucking joke. I swear.
I believe you. I believe you. I believe you. I just don't want to believe you.
Like, left to right, just real quick.
That's cool. That's fine. Shadows are natural.
Shadows are natural. Was that you that I just saw pass by the window? Can you tell me why you were here at the Lowe? Were you here before it was called the Lowe? Were you here before it was called the Lowe? Were you here before it was called the Lowe? Are you having trouble speaking with us? Can you hear us? $327? Hello? $327?
Maybe. They just came up and turned the lights off. Maybe. But their lights not off. That's also true. I'm just gonna get up at 3 a.m. just go turn the light off.
Not me.
I know.
also at the gallery at 409. We paint on every Tuesday at 5 p.m. We usually go from 5 p.m. to about 10 o'clock. We have food, music, and just artists gathered, and photographers, painters, collagers, potters, but we all gather together and we just kind of, just be creative. We bounce ideals off one another. We learn from one another, and it's a really incredible experience to be around like mind. And so that happens at the gallery at 409 on Tuesdays. You can also get on the Facebook page, Gallery at 409. Now, for myself, I have a page, artist page on Facebook. It's at Jamie C. Sloane. That's Sloane. Or you can follow me on there. You'll find it at November 2018. I'm going to have an exhibit at the Huntington Museum of Art, my first solo exhibition in a museum, and everyone's welcome to go. This will take place in Huntington, West Virginia.